Hi, Kuthel here. And a little while ago, I had a chance to be in a blog TV uh, show that was done by BionicDance. I had a feeling that was just kind of a little spur of the moment thing for her, but she did the show, and it was very entertaining, and I enjoyed it. Getting a chance to like talk with her and being part of the people that were like chatting away on the side and whatnot. And she bounced all over the place. When it came to like things she liked, like why she's a sci-fi fan over a fantasy fan, stuff like that. You know, and at one point she brought up the World of Warcraft. Because some of us were talking about it in the sidebar, and I was just like, I've been meaning to make a World of Warcraft video here for a while. I already kind of did a little bit of one in an older video of mine where I did this goofy little thing with one of my characters. And, but I figured, hey, I will do this video and, just kind of give like a little bit of my input about why I played a World of Warcraft, things like that, and some of the things I see about it also that are just like, man, Um, First off, we'll start with some of the positives about what I like about it. As a fantasy fan, I mean, I've been involved in fantasy in some way, shape, or form for a very long time now. Um, I still play role-playing games. Some of my favorite role-playing games is, I mean, Dungeons and Dragons, despite all the things that have come along with it. I prefer to stick with AD&D or 3.0, as of those are the ones that I like the best out of what's currently there. Um, there's been other fantasy games that have come along that are, very, very decent in their own right. And, fantasy books and stuff are some of my favorite to read. I'm a real, real big fan of the Hyborian sagas uh, that have been done based off of Robert E. Howard's Conan the Barbarian series, which has like got a whole bunch of other writers also writing Conan novels as well. Like some of Robert Jordan's Conan books are awesome. But I mean, so when it comes to fantasy, a lot of it I do feel that my reason why I like it so much actually stems back to the Lord of the Rings. You know, I've got you know I've got the books. I've I've got the movies. Um, Played several of the games, whatnot. Had a lot of fun with them, and that's one thing that has kind of like influenced over as I've grown up to be the person I am now, and so influenced my love of fantasy. It is those particular things. Tolkien and Howard, and you know some of the great fantasies that have come along. Just I mean, there's just a ton of them, and it's hard to list them all. And of course, World of Warcraft came along, and I played that. I fell in love with it, and I mean, I've been playing it for 4 years now. And to get out there, have the escapism, to just step into the character, you know, and like immerse yourself into the game history that Blizzard has so massively crafted, of this whole Horde Alliance, and and the Burning Legion, the rise of Arthas the Lich King, you know, uh, the just I mean, there's so much there to like go in and explore in the game and things like that, and just to also just like get in there, have fun, kill some time, you know, do up some quests, explore this area here, get yourself a new mount, go smack Harris Pilton upside the head in the lower city in Shatrath, got fun, goofy stuff like that. Because of things like that, it's the reason why Blizzard is making something like $2.16 billion a year off of subscriptions alone, you know? And when you couple it with the fact that, through playing the game and whatnot, you've got like the in-game customer service and then the actual customer service outside of the game, so that when things like when I got hacked a couple weeks ago, in which case, I'm giving a shout out to Bobby at customer service for Blizzard, because with her help, she helped me get like anything that I lost, characters that were deleted, and things like that. She helped me get them all back. So thanks a lot, Bobby. Appreciate it. You know, um, I mean, there's just like I said, there's several good things about it that, like I said, it's like, this is a game I like to play. Here's why. But there's so many negatives to it as well. I mean, BionicDance, she brought up in there, the fact that you have to pay for it and stuff, which is correct. And no longer, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a hobby for me anymore. It's an expense. You know, I buy the 2-month game cards. That's $30 every 2 months. It averages out to about $180 a year. That's not bad. I mean, I have a friend of mine. He plays a game, Tigger Omega. He plays Guild Wars. He swears by it. Me and him give each other flack about it all the time. You know, but he likes playing Guild Wars because Guild Wars is free. And that's his thing. You know, and so in that case, yeah, I mean, there are free games out there. But I mean, and World of Warcraft, unfortunately, is one of those games that is not free. You know. So, like I said, for Blizzard, it's big business, which unfortunately means that a lot of the other little negative things that come along for it are also big business as well, which, is just something that is just so freaking annoying to have to deal with when I get in and I check my mail and I find mails from like games, gold selling sites and whatnot that are wanting my real world money for in-game cash when this is ridiculous. I can go out and earn 1,000 gold if I want to. I don't need to buy it. When I have people come up out of the blue and offer me, just have a pitch right there of just like, for every 80 you have, we'll give you $600. And the various other characters and how well they're geared and stuff. And, I mean, I did the math once when I got an offer like that, and they were offering me something like $2,500, $3,000 for my account. Because of the fact that I had multiple 80s on it, other high-level characters, most of them decently geared. And, they're just, boom, we'll give you this much money right now. If you just, we'll even send you the money up front right now. We'll get it confirmed, for your account. As, like, I mean, with having to deal with crap like that and then annoying ass elitist attitudes that are just massively all over the place in World of Warcraft. No matter what server you play on, you're going to run into that idiot who is going to fucking try to tear into you because, well, your character is at this level and so it should be at this and this and this like mine is, blah, 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 blah. Not taking into account that there are people that are individuals that are playing this. I play for fun. Yes, I'd like having a character with some of the cooler gear and whatnot from the big, huge, high-level 25-man raids and stuff, but it's just the game, guys. I like playing the game. If I don't get my character uber geared up, well, it's not really going to hurt me. I'm still playing for myself and playing for people that I have friends with on there. I don't need that type of attitude. So therefore, that's the reason why when I do a lot of solo work, I'm off on my own somewhere. And to one big point that BionicDance had to point out, and this is actually very true. A lot of these negatives, like I said, I'm sure a lot of you other players have seen them. And one of the things that she brought up, which is just, like I said, and this is annoying because, like I said, I'm a World of Warcraft player, and she pointed out that she's lost friends to it. And as a World of Warcraft player, you know what? I have too. And it sucks. It's ridiculous the when I could call up a friend of mine who's an avid player and say, hey, let's go see a movie. And be told it's like, nah, I can't. I'm raiding in a half hour. You'd rather play the game than hang out with your friends in real life. you know, and that's really sad. I mean, like I said, it's one of those things. It's like, a lot of negatives that she brought up in her Blogtv chat were very, very true, and um, there are positives to it, but sometimes it is really hard to look over those negatives. And like I said, this is coming from a 4-year player, and you know, so but anyway, enough of me feeling kind of bleh about that. Anyhow. Thanks for watching. Also, go check out BionicDance, and I think she'd probably kill me if I didn't do a plug for her comic. On her page, she has a link to a online comic she does called The Adventures of Karina Baxter. You should go check that out too. It is actually pretty good. And like I said, that's my time. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.